Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Brock. I'm a partner in Marks & Clerks. We are a firm of patent and trademark attorneys. Very briefly, for those of us that don't know us, patent and trademark attorneys, it's in the name really. We're the guys that try and protect the inventions that come out of your innovation, that try and protect the brands that you create. We'd like to call ourselves a one-stop shop simply because we don't just do that. We also defend your rights once you're in trouble. Now, the map you see here is indicating in which locations we actually have people on the ground, and I think uniquely we're not just big in Britain. That's our the starting point we took. In fact, we are the largest firm in Britain and one of the largest in Europe. Some very forward-thinking minds have, in the 70s, started to expand into the Far East, and we've actually got bases in China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia. We do litigate in China, just in case anybody ever gets into trouble there. Just saying. The other thing is we do actually have a valuation service as well. Now, a lot of today turned on seeking investment. Now, of course, your company value needs to be determined if you want investment, and we do that taking your IP into account. I am told not many people around the world can actually do this, valuing your IP as such, allegedly, and I have to take the word of our valuers there. You can count those companies that can do it on 2 fingers. Now, that's not what all this is about, though. First of all, I should like to thank Robert and Catherine for having us here. We've been collaborating for quite some time, and well, as far as we're concerned, it's a pure joy. Today, we're going to come to award ceremonies in a moment, and in that sense, today was a competition, but I find it quite difficult to see it like that. To me, it's actually a celebration of what all the contestants have achieved. Now, I don't have to go through the breadth of technologies that we've seen today. We've seen an awful lot. We've even seen self-proclaimed sexy technology. The fact of the matter is you've seen only the finalists. We've had a hard day, I think it's fair to say, going through all the contestants, and there was an awful lot of stuff. And as Robert said earlier, there was an awful lot of good stuff that, because of the format of today, it just didn't fit. But this is just whatever's come through, it's the cream. There was an awful lot of good stuff that you didn't see, and I think that's encouraging. From the nature of my business, I suppose you'll appreciate, we'll see an awful lot more than that even. One of the reasons I'm a patent attorney, it's fun. Now, it is, of course, EcoConnect's achievement to bring all this together. I think this event is unique in the UK. I'm not sure about the rest of Europe, but it certainly stands out. So a big thank you to EcoConnect for making all this happen. Yes.
Well, thank you.
Now, Marks & Clerks as a firm has first started thinking about Cleantech in about 2007, and that's in fact when Robert and I first met. And we sort of thought, well, what does Cleantech actually mean? And I think it's fair to say, without doing anybody any injustice, the UK didn't really know what Cleantech was, a label at best. The more we thought about it, the clearer it became. Actually, it's quite a cloudy concept. You can't really pigeonhole things into it, and in fact the way the industry has developed since then is that many companies, many traditional companies said, well, actually no, we can do something that we've been doing, we can just do it cleaner, better, and support Cleantech or be part of Cleantech in that sense. And we found as a company that suits us really rather well. The reason for that is that we've got a lot of attorneys. That's the simple truth, which means we can actually cover quite a few of, well, actually all of the technology areas we've encountered so far, and we're quite confident that we've actually got it all wrapped up. Now, at the time when we started looking at Cleantech, I thought, okay, what is it? How does the IP environment in Cleantech develop? So what we've done is we've had a look at the patent landscape. This is simple analysis, really. You know, how many patents have been filed in the Cleantech space over the years. And the one thing that stood out, actually, we weren't looking for it, but it was quite noticeable, that you got this graph starting at the early years, sometime before the 90s, and it was a constant rise, and it's going up and up and up. And there were two kings in that graph, and those two kings, so we believe at least, they coincided with the Rio summit and Kyoto. Now, what we took away as a message from this is that those two the meetings, summits, whatever you want to call them, they have actually given innovators and investors a degree of certainty that pushed innovation and that pushed the business environment. That we found was very interesting. Then Copenhagen happened, and nobody sort of held their breath after that. I make this point now, though, because Paris has just happened. Of course, a large number of pledges have been made. Hopefully they will lead to delivery, but the fact alone that the world has shown a commitment to clean tech, I think is encouraging, because there is hope that there will be another kink in this graph showing that, okay, the proxy of patent filings goes up. That's not the point, though. I just used the patent filings as a proxy for an indication of innovation, so hopefully this will foster innovation. The extra money obviously won't do any harm either. Now, I've been to an event hosted by the Swiss Embassy yesterday evening in preparation of this, or as part of the whole thing, I suppose. And as the Swiss Minister this morning emphasized, Switzerland sees innovation as part of a national asset. Switzerland is not the only country that does that. I think the UK is coming more and more around to that view. Germany certainly does. Norway, traditionally a country that's really quite heavy in oil, is coming exactly around to that view, simply because oil isn't so great at the moment. They are trying to innovate their way out of the hole, if I may put it like that. The Deputy Mayor of London has spoken yesterday evening as well, and he's come up with some startling figures. I'd like to just repeat one of them today, and I hope I'm not misquoting him. He's actually come up with a figure of jobs in the clean tech field in the UK, and the figure he's quoted was 192,000 jobs. Now that's a number, doesn't mean very much, didn't mean very much to me anyway when he mentioned it first, but he then compared this to the peak number of jobs in the finance sector, peak but not being now obviously, and that number is 600,000. So you're talking about number of clean tech jobs, roughly a third of the peak number of finance jobs. Now, this is a very UK-specific point of view, obviously, but it does show how important this industry is for the UK as well, not just for Europe.